first started watching anime, like way back in the Never Never.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday. It was like, you know, the first Robotech.
Ooh,
those stories weren't they weren't really that involved, and so things now like these romantic serials are confusing to me because I'm like, who's watching this? Apparently a lot of y'all, which is great because when I go to a convention and I see characters, I just assume it's some anime I'm not watching.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Anime Week in Atlanta, because like I'm not who you would consider, I guess, is otaku the right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think, yeah.
Okay. I'm not an anime expert. Like, I am pretty much all of the mainstream ones. Like, I'm not ashamed to say I'll watch any anime once, but I don't go out of my way to watch them all. So basically, Robotech was my first. Yeah. Back when I didn't even know that anime was a thing. Robotech, Ronin Warriors, then Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing. I think those are my main four that I like, and I know of Sailor Moon, Gurren Lagann, if I said that right.
I have to admit, so Dragon Ball is one of those things that we don't talk about. Just like we don't talk about Doctor. I don't understand.
Gotcha.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
So. But I think, you know, growing up in Atlanta, you know, Ted Turner had Channel 17. A lot of y'all probably don't remember that. Ooh, and he was running a lot of like Saban stuff. So, like, my first introduction to Gatchaman was Battle of the Planets. And then, you know, he would run the kind of random stuff, like the first Robotech. I think I watched that on Channel 17. And so I kind of got into, like, the big robot thing.
Because, like, okay. Because I remember TBS. I can't remember.
Yeah, TBS.
I kept thinking 7 or something.
17
like,
was TBS.
There was a 7 in there somewhere, yes.
Yeah, TBS. And so, you know, then there was, like, giant robots. And we got Gundam next. And, that was always really kind of more my thing. I really didn't care so much about like Sailor Moon and stuff like that. And then now there's a lot of everything. And my greatest fear is, and this goes back to that kind of dumbing it down for the common denominator. My greatest fear is that I remember the time when you would be really excited because you wouldn't get something. It's like, I heard there's going to be another Star Wars movie in 2 years. And then we'd all be like, not there's gonna be 3 releases on Netflix and Sci-Fi is gonna do their thing and I can watch a whole bunch of homegrown stuff on. I worry that there's this oversaturation and that I hate to call them casuals, but I think that because we've kind of mainstream geekdom, when the next new thing comes along, which I really think will probably be completely virtual everything, then I think a lot of those same people that are kind of like the tent poles of the geek economy right now, they're kind of gonna taper off and go back to their thing, and then we might end up in the desert again. I worry about that. I'm like, I don't want to.
There's that. I don't want to say fine line, but like just like you don't want to. You don't want to either extreme. I definitely don't want to keep people out, but at the same time, we got so many. We to what you're talking about. And if the gatekeepers have their way, then we end up with the desert again.
Right, and so, you know, then you got the marketing, and the marketing now is just like, hey, they've got powers, they're gonna love it. And, you know, at this point, some of it really looks to be just kind of like a who flung do type of a situation. Is some of it sticking? Awesome. We only spent $25 on it anyway, so if that one don't work, you know. And so, you know, I'm starting to see this fluctuation in quality as well. It's just like, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that more people are able to take part in something I find such pleasure in.
Yeah, and feel safe to do it too. I don't know if safe is too extreme of a word.
No, you can like pretty much, you know, wave your freak flag. Hi now, and it's okay.
And you know,
no one's looking at you weird. Like, you can talk about it at work.
Right. We should, and it's something that at the end of the day, I feel like we should be happy about instead of being upset about. You know. Like people always assume that.
I'm just being completely selfish here. My concern is that, you know, the next big thing. I want my stuff to still exist.
Yeah.
After all the people that kind of hopped on because it was more of a faddish thing, or because it was the only thing that was available, because everybody now thinks that this is what I should be producing. That, you know, if those people taper off, where will we be? Not that they weren't real fans, but they were fans of a segment.
Yeah.
of it.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not a fan of everything. Like, I don't read the manga for everything.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I know people that are like, oh my gosh, I look such and such. And so they go out, they've read the manga, they've seen all the movies, they've seen the TV show, they collect the toys. I'm not a collector because I know that I tend toward hoarding habits. Mm-hmm. So there is no need for me to find one more thing to be bringing home. That's not a good idea for me.
Yeah.
So I don't collect that way. But there's enough content and merchandising now for everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always amazed at the things that get merchandised. But at the same time, you couldn't come home and try to explain to me why you were financing an action figure. You couldn't. That's just like a conversation we couldn't have in my house.
Yeah,
but that's my house.
Right.
Other people, y'all are in debt.
Yeah,
because y'all got a basement full of action figures.
Yeah, my collection.
But that's your business.
My collection took off once I became an adult and had my own money. Oh, now I can get the whole set of Devastator instead of just his head, instead of just his right leg or something.
I used to feel bad because there were a couple of Sanrio stores in Atlanta, and I would go in the store and there'd be like some girl like, kind of looking at the Karopi lunchbox, and I'd be like, excuse me, honey, can you actually pay for that? No? Okay, well, it's the last one. There's fun in being an older fan of certain things. I'm not good.
I mean, that sounds cold-blooded, but I can't. I gotta
go back to work. I'm on my lunch.
Right.
You standing here contemplating your lunch money.
But I can't tell you. I wouldn't do the same thing. Like, I remember once Transformers Generation Springer was out, one of the triple changers. And I was like, oh snap. But there was only one of them left. So I took a shot and I took him and I hit him in the way back of the shelf.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't know what you're talking about.
And I came back 2 days later, he was still there. That works only if you're gonna come back in the next couple of days at most.
But you gotta put it somewhere else, because I'm always like, let me take this thing and put it over in houseware.
I'm remembering
behind a really ugly comforter.
Next time that comes up, I remember that.
No one's buying this Americana comforter with like the horses and bluebells. Let me slide this DVD.
Right. You just gave me a new idea. You're so bad, but I'm gonna use it. You know what? We have officially broken my record. You are officially the long. No, that's good.
Just because I talk too much.
No, that's and no, not because you talk too much, but just because that came out wrong.
All over the planet.
But yeah, that just means we had a good conversation. That's all that means. That's all that means. So before we get out of here, what crazy off the wall question do I want to ask you? Let's see.
I probably didn't do a very good job of looking in the camera. So.
Yeah, I'm same. I'm working on my balance between the camera and first.
Because we're having a conversation. So I'm enjoying our conversation.
Yeah, same. So like, I'm using my surroundings as a clue for as a fuel for my question. If resources were not an item, if money was not an issue, resources not an issue.
Yep.
Money's not an issue. Time is not an issue. Sleep is not an issue.
Yep.
What are you building?
Honestly, shout out to John Bass. I still really, 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 really want to make Holly from Halo 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I started all the patterns. I collected some of the materials. And but I don't know, John Bass. I keep promising you that Holly Tanaka is going to happen, and I think that this actually might be the year. It might actually be the year. But the thing about that is, I really like a lot of the big giant costumes, and you can see one is hiding in here now. But the thing of them is they're so unwieldy.
Yeah.
And you gotta have handlers, and then even just transporting the thing to point B. But yes, I would really, 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 really want to do Holly. Okay. And she's actually weirdly kind of short-waisted to be a Spartan. So that's the other thing. That's the thing that people don't realize is, like, when you're working on costumes, all that stuff you have to rescale and resize for your body.
Yeah. The stuff nobody thinks about.
No, and so like for instance, the Dora Milaje, all those girls from the movie, number one, are models for the most part,
so that means
and a lot
like
of them are
Amazons.
a lot of them are very long waisted. So you got all of this stuff happening in the middle of the costume that if you got a relatively short torso,
you ain't got room for it.
You ain't got room. It's like, where am I putting all this stuff at?
Yeah.
So with the Spartan costumes, or the Spartan armor in the game, with the in-game armor, there's a lot happening in the midsection. So I've kind of got it figured out, and maybe this is the year. Yeah.
Look forward to seeing it.
Yep, it'll be a good time. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. Although I'm already backed up with commissions. I'm already booked up through Dragon Con. But somewhere in there I'll slide in at least one or two things from this.
One or two things.
So we're going to C2E2, so I'm making a thing with a friend.
Making a thing.
It's got a big old headdress. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yes.
So speaking of making costumes and such,
where
can people find you, follow you, keep up with your stuff, get commissions from you?
I try to make life easy. I am Thrill Builds everywhere.
Any underscores or anything in there, or just Thrill Builds?
Just Thrill Builds.
Thrill Builds everywhere.
Twitter, Instagram, my website, Facebook. I have a probably if you want to actually watch me build stuff. Right now, I am still streaming on Facebook, but I'm about to make a return to Twitch.
Nice.
I plan to use Restream. So you can still see me on Facebook, but they've got some kind of licensing issue with Facebook. So if you want to chat live with me while I'm in stream, you'll have to join me on Twitch because I can't see the chat from Facebook.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm about to go back and do that. And I'm gonna, so I've made my mind that I'm just gonna go back to the streaming thing. I like it. I like talking to people. I like talking to y'all. I like showing you what I'm working on. So yeah.
Amen. Well, y'all, that is it. We had a wonderful time just geeking all the way out with you here.
It was a good time
in your office.
We never had time to actually just sit and talk.
We haven't.
Because we always see each other at the events. And
that
stuff.
is a big problem in both my worlds, in salsa and convention life. It's like we spend so much time doing the thing we came to do. We don't get a chance to do much else.
No.
So yeah. This is just like all my past interviews. It's like this is really just what would have been a normal conversation with us had we ever had a normal conversation. Yeah, just a normal conversation on tape.
No,
we just keep
instead of usually when we see each other, we're in a room with like several thousand other people.
Yeah,
or it's a drive-by. It's like,
hey, miss you. Can't wait to see you again at the next con where I won't talk to you again.
I know. Here, I'm throwing you the face fix.
Yes, air hug. Yes. But yeah, y'all.
Don't touch me. I can't bend at the waist.
I got face paint on. Don't.
No.
But yeah, y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good time, whatever con y'all going to next. Good luck on your cosplay builds. Y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button. Do everything. Do all of that for her. That Thrill Builds.
And as I always say, remember, be kind to the planet, be kind to others, but most of all, be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I had a good time.
And y'all have a good night. Peace.